If you ever find yourself chasing prospects, that's not the right energy to be in. You and I both know it. So how do you flip the dynamic so that way your prospect starts to chase you? It's something that I learned from women long ago, and it's called the handkerchief rule. Okay, stick with me. In medieval times, when a woman was interested in a man, she wouldn't walk up to him and say, hey, can you buy me a couple drinks? She wouldn't say, hey, can you slay a couple dragons and save me from the castle? No. Instead, she would have a handkerchief in her hand, and she would drop it and continue to walk. And that guy that she was interested in would pick up the handkerchief, walk back to her, and say, hey, you just dropped this. She was creating an opportunity for the prospect, the person she was interested in, to chase her. And the prospect believed that he was the person initiating. Very powerful stuff. You see, when it comes to prospecting, when it comes to sales conversations, more often than not, people feel like, oh, I don't like to chase. Well, you don't have to do it in chasing energy. But chasing energy is very important, especially if you're not the person in chasing energy, but your prospect is. Yeah? So how do we implement this in our sales conversations, in our prospecting behavior? It's something that I pulled from motivational interviewing. Okay, so motivational interviewing is one of the most scientifically backed ways of creating rapid transformation. Yep. And so it's pulled in scenarios that are highly critical. So let's say a person's a cutter, or let's say a person is addicted to illicit substances. The psychologist or the therapist has to be able to transform that person in that hour conversation. Because if they don't, there's a very high likelihood the person's never going to be seen again. And so what we realize, what's been studied in motivational interviewing, is that people, to some degree, have a seesaw going on in their mind for any kind of behavior they need to change. You've experienced this. Let's say that you've wanted to get fit for a good portion of your life. You know the health reasons for doing it. You know the reasons it would help you in your life. Yep. And so when you share that with perhaps a personal trainer or a friend, what do? You need to get in the gym. You got to do more cardio. You have to do this thing. Right? These are the angels. They want to help us. Yeah. But when they lay so much of their weight on that side of the balance, inside our head, the gremlins start to speak up. Yeah, but you know what? It takes a lot of time. Yeah, but you know what? It's a lot of energy. These other things are more important. It's not the right time. Something you might have heard in a sales conversation. Yeah. You see, each and every single person, they have the angels and the gremlins in their mind. And so what you want to do is you want to apply the handkerchief rule, meaning you want the same result. You want the prospect to believe it was their decision. And so you want them to start to sell themselves. And so the way that you would do that is rather than pushing down on the angel side, you push down on the gremlin side. And so you'd say, well, why would you want to do this now? Why not just kick it down the road a couple months? And now they start to sell themselves as to why they should do it sooner rather than later. That's just one tactic. Yeah? They start to become their own angels. They start to sell themselves. Yeah? Now, how else can you apply that handkerchief rule, or what women know so well? It's what I like to call seduction selling. It's one of the ways that we teach. So if you're speaking to your prospect, yeah, most people, they enter the salesperson role. They enter the seducer role. Pepe Le Pew, the person that's chasing, what does the other person do? They put up walls. Everybody wants what they can't have. So if you're the first person to put up walls, women know this so well. They're not the person that hits the accelerator. They hit the brakes. It's the men that do the chasing. Yeah, and when they hit the brakes, men tend to chase more. Yeah, and so if you want your prospects to chase you more, if you want them to hit the accelerator and join you in your programs and your services, what you'll do is you'll be the first to hit the brakes. Well, hold on. Like, I'm always looking for partnership. Like, are you the type of person that would? And then you drop the qualifiers. Now, this is only going to be as useful and as valuable as you truly qualify. Now, what that means is it can't just be a shtick. You have to be the type of person that is willing to walk away, that has walked away in the past, and the person has to feel this energy. Because when you enter that space, now you recognize that, yes, that person has value, but you have value too, and you really are looking for a partnership in the way that women did of old. Yeah? Where she's dropping the handkerchief, she's creating the opportunity, but you better believe that she's qualifying to see if he's the right suitor. Okay? So I hope this helps you implement it in your prospecting, in your sales, And if you'd like to know a little bit more how you can implement this throughout your entire process with specific word tracks, drop the word handkerchief down below, and I'll help you out. All right? See you in the next video.